Yeah, Hurley! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Roman Plus here with another character concept. We got some special things in today, but I got a special guest with me here, my boy Certainty. We've been spending hours on this, and it's fantastic. It is fantastic. Homeboy's got great ideas. He actually came out up with like most of them, so I like it. I like it. Certainty, say hi.
Hello.
And we're gonna dive in. Let's take a look and see what we got going. Now, first things first, we're gonna start with Homeboy Silver's Rayleigh. Do you want to dive in, Certainty, and explain a little bit of what we thought with him?
Not too much to run over. Blue attacker. I think that makes sense. Not like kind of weaker than Roger in a way, but his skills and traits make up for it. And then attack is pretty damn high. Defense is pretty decent for an attacker, and then HP is kind of low to offset everything.
Yeah. So, blue attacker. Hopefully, he's gonna kind of help us fight Akainu. Is the ideal situation, and that's kind of what our goal was when we decided like make him and made that like put that all together. But he's got his two skills that we got. This first things first, he's got one named I'm Always Serious, and which is kind of the thing he said in the anime in the cutscene, and then the other thing is called Dark King's Realm, which I kind of just made up. But it seems nice and fits together, and he's gonna have the attacker team boost. It's Rayleigh. It kind of fits. It makes sense. But yeah, so let's go into see kind of what the skills are and how those work. They're actually kind of pretty gnarly. So you want to run on those, Certainty?
It's pretty basic. Skill one is a counter, but it's one of the more unique counters since it does inflict like a one. It's kind of you might have seen the anime. Spoilers if you aren't caught up, but with the attack where Marco lunges at him and he sticks out his finger and stops his attack, we just decided to take this and use it as a counter. Inflicts a short tremor just as like something to stop the opponent, maybe for like 1 second, not too bad. And the unique thing about this is that it won't do any damage or tremor if it's not hit, just to really uh, make you use it wisely.
Exactly. So I kind of like this. I like how we punish. Nope, like not like effing up your counter is kind of getting screwed over. So it's not too bad. It's got like a shorter cooldown. It's like 29-second cooldown, not bad. Gonna do like 600 damage. It's looking pretty good. I don't know. I like it. The counters are always interesting. Crazy how they're usually always like all different in a way, some way, shape, or form. Skill 2 is the Dark King Realm. Does an initial damage ability. It does a lot of damage, like a lot of hits. So we have it for about 83 damage, and it's gonna hit for like about 10 hits maximum. So if you're using it against Kainu when after he uses his skill 2, well, you're probably gonna get smashed. So be careful with that. But you're gonna be anti-staggerable, and you'll be able to smash and get rid of his invincibility right away, and still do a good chunk of damage to him. But it does put you in the Dark King state, which we'll get into in a little bit once on his traits. But it also, yeah, it gives him like a little bit of range when he's in this Dark King state, and enhances his basic attacks kind of in a way like a kind of basic attacks get enhanced, but in a different like form. So and that's got like a 43-second cooldown. It's kind of lengthier, so it's gonna be kind of relatively like equal and balance out Akainu's skill 2 just to make that fair. So hopefully something that can destroy Akainu is the goal that we kind of intended with this kid, and that's what we wanted with that.
I think to draw the picture, just the first step, which is going to be 10 hits, it's just going to be there to remove the the damage or the invincibility from Akainu. It's still going to do a good bit of damage. And the Dark King state, kind of think of it so that it changes the normals to like in a way mini commissaries. So Roger skill one, just mini ones that are like long range and nice. So pretty easy. And then remember, it is a status effect, so Warlord support is going to be essential here.
Yes, sir. All right, let's bust in some character traits. Um, let's see. When you're performing, we wanted like actually, yeah, let me explain. Now, the first things we wanted to keep. Usually, when the Van Dyke creates new characters, they usually make similar things that are previous to old characters. So we wanted to keep the perfect dodge mechanic. That's something that just seems is obviously very unique to Rayleigh. That's his thing. So we kept a lot of the perfect dodging thing. And so our character traits, when performing perfect dodge, teleport to the enemy. It's the same as the original has. So that remained the same. When performing a perfect dodge, your basic attacks will become enhanced and remove status effects. When they become enhanced, this is kind of different. Like this adds on to your basic attack range when you're in the Dark King state, but it kind of will apply like a multi-hit effect. So when you're hitting a Kainu, you'll be able to eliminate like the invincibility right away and destroy him and just cut through the invincibility quickly. So we want to encourage multi-hitters. It's kind of what we're going with this, and multi-hitters have always been kind of shafted, and so this is kind of a way to help like get into that and help the meta a little bit. And then it also will remove the status effect when you do perfect dodge as well. And then when the last character trait that we have, when you perform a perfect dodge, you'll increase the attack and defense stat by 15% up to a maximum of 60. So if you're perfect dodging, you're gonna be kind of a god. You're gonna get strong and you will stack up and it will be kind of nasty. You want to add on to that, certainty?
I think you covered all of it. You might have noticed we did remove the stun effect from V1 Rayleigh. If you might have noticed that. If you did, there is a reason for that. You might have known this before. If not, you're about to learn. You can perfect dodge the stun from Rayleigh's perfect dodge, meaning you will get a little bit longer invincibility time than the Rayleigh, and that kind of screws you over. So we removed that. He's not going to have anything like that. And then I think, as Roman said, your basic attacks are enhanced in a way that it's just becoming like more multi-hit, just to again give you a little edge over Akainu. The nice thing about this though is that you do not have to be in the Dark King state, so you will lose the range from the Dark King state, but you'll at least still have the multi-hit, so you'll be able to get that off regardless. And then of course there remove status effects like Incinerate, and then as he said, the attack and defense increase is permanent and until you die, of course, and just meant to give you a little uh, edge in a fight.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Oh,
saucy.
I
Well,
should mention this. We did give him a very high attack and defense stat. That's why this maximum 60% is really nice.
it's gonna be gnarly. I'm excited. I don't know. We'll see. It was interesting because y'all know I'm usually not too big of a fan with characters who haven't done too much in the animes, but this is a way to make him a lot more interesting. Honestly, like I think more entertaining than the original Rayleigh, the way they made him. But let's dive in some trait ones material stuff. When fighting an enemy with boosted parameters, for every 2% that their parameters are boosted, increase your damage by 1%. For example, if you're fighting a Roger and he has 100% stacks, you're going to get 50% damage increase to him when you're fighting him. So that is kind of fat. Or if you're fighting like Nico Robin and she has her whatever insane defense buff,
70%.
yeah, 70%, you're going to have 35% damage increase towards her. So it's really nice. I think that'll be crazy helpful and it's fantastic. Your second one for trait one is when fighting units you're strong against, aka red units. When you're fighting red units, reduce damage received by 20%. So it's nice. It'll help you out. Reds are running the meta. They're everywhere. It'll kind of help with the Kainu and all those people. So, and then you increase damage against defenders by 20%. This is kind of nice. Attackers are supposed to beat defenders. I think that's perfectly fair. It's kind of the way they're supposed to be run. And it works really well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, that parameter boosted. It's gonna be nice against some units, but again, there's gonna be units like a Kid who aren't gonna be unaffected since they rarely get a damage like a parameter boost, and even then it's not too much. So it's gonna be good against some characters, but the next trait right after is gonna help them a lot. So again, we're trying to not, I guess, balance out the metas. Blue attackers and runners are gonna be really promoted if this unit became like super meta. But you might have noticed a lot of the the rest of the character is meant for like a more experienced player. So I don't see too much of him in the meta because he's gonna be one of the trickier characters to run.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, trait twos. Let's see. When landing skill one, your little whatchamacallit, your little like your little counter thing, um, enter the recovery state for 10 seconds, kind of like a Marco ish. You'll just continually heal, not like the super weak heal thing like Ashura Doji has. It'll be a little stronger than that, and it'll last for about 10 seconds. And then while fighting on your treasure alone, increase damage dealt by 30%. He needed damage increase. If he didn't have that, like people like Captain Kid just destroy him, and he wouldn't be able to kill them particularly like at all. So we wanted to add that feature and kind of help him out just a little bit, just to top him off.
And then we should mention this now before we move on to the next character. His boost trait, as you know, is the normal one: increase critical damage by 10%, then 20%, and then his normals are kind of similar to Pell, where he has the like right hand slash, left hand slash, and like a stab. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and when you're in enhanced things, it'll be like a swoosh, and it'll like shoot a line of a blade like forward. I don't know the best way to explain it. The thing that pops up in my head is kind of like an Ichigo Gisuga Tensho slash type of deal, but like horizontal and not vertical. When he like does it, except like smaller. I don't know. I don't know if for you Bleach fans that know that, that's what I picture in my head. Something like that sort. May not actually look at that. Maybe it'll be red. I don't know. I don't know about the color, but it'll be something particularly like that. Whatever color you people feel will be the best for that. But anyways, that's our Rayleigh. That's our young prime Rayleigh that we're feeling.
Don't click off the video just yet. Hold on.
Yeah, we got some spicy ones. Even the last one is gonna be pretty intense. So this is gonna be saucy. But our next one, our former First Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, our homeboy Marco, showing up in Wano. Homeboy, cover my stats for me.
All right, this is where we get a little bit crazy. HP. This is the big one. He is the first character in the game to break the 10,000 HP stat wall. So yeah, 10,002 HP, 2,300 attack, and about 1150 ish defense. So yeah, that is going to be big.
Yeah, my boy Marco. Oh, I love this kid. I just talking about him and us creating this dude. Has made me so excited. I have that he has so many things. There were so many ideas that we could go with him because he's done actually a good chunk of things recently. And we're getting there. We're getting there. His skill names, we got Phoenix Brand and Phoenix Pyapple, like Pyre, and then Apple, and then
Yeah.
it's just it's
A
fantastic.
little confusing.
Yes.
If you want like a little, if you want a little like context in the anime, the skill 1 was what he hit Big Mom off the cliff with, that
Yes.
like knockback thingy, and then the skill 2 is kind of a manga move, but I don't think anyone's gonna be upset because it's kind of like obvious, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
And then Team Boost is recovery, Team Boost, of course.
Yes, he is Mr. Support, Mr. Healer, so his things are going to like recover the team, give him a little HP back. That's where he's pretty focused in with our kit. But yeah, being Blue Runner, he's going to be doing the things. I'm actually so excited. Him being blue as well is going to be fantastic. Also, for his basic attack, you want to explain his basic attacks actually right now for me, certainty?
So a lot of you might remember V1 Kizaru. If you don't, it's simple. He just has I think 3 kicks, right side, left side, and some other stuff. So like yeah, just right leg kick, maybe like I think it's a backwards kick kinda, and then the third one would be like like lunge forward with his legs, because you might know like in the anime or just Marco his fruit, he can only deal damage with his feet.
Right. Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, wings are a little busy to be honest.
Yeah.
So, but yes, next up, his skills. His skill 1. Damage is gonna be about 779. So we're feeling it's a good chunk. It's gonna chunk you. Will one shot on team boost, probably, depending on who he's fighting. And this skill we picture it's going to be like imagine Pell's skill 2, but like you can first off you can dash over terrain, but not the current Marco's range. It's not going to be able to dash over like Fishman Island. It's going to be smaller range like Sanji's Skywalk, where he can fly like dash over Sabaody and Arlong Park, like the smaller gaps like that. And then like the cooldown's gonna be about like 31 seconds, and it's going to hit them for like a fat knockback as well. So it's gonna kind of smash them. I like it. It's what he uses to knock Big Mom's ship off the waterfall in the anime that we saw. So that's gonna be kind of saucy. You homeboy, let me know. Let you go. I'm gonna let you cover skill 2 because you went ham on this one and you had a lot of this.
Yeah, skill 2, kind of a big one. So it's kind of similar. Basically, it will have a small like heal area in this like size of a treasure area. So it's gonna be like a little heal there. Any allies that walk in for maybe a second will heal. And also, of course, you. Also, you'll like spin in a circle and turn into a phoenix state where you are rather than half hybrid for also we should mention this before. You're always in like your hybrid form where your like legs and maybe your wings are a phoenix. And in this skill 2 state, you're constantly in your phoenix state. And then this is where it gets kind of crazy. You're gonna be constant like a Pell, kind of, but this time much wider, maybe like the size of a little less than a full treasure area. And when you're flying, basically, you're gonna burn enemies for 3% a second of their HP, of the like max HP. If they're in front of your bird. Also, you're gonna stagger them, and then also you're gonna be dropping constant like heal packages, I should say. Basically, if any ally walks into those heals, they will heal a little bit. Pretty nice. Just meant to support your team while also using your skill, and also, of course, you'll also self heal. And this is where we took some inspiration from Senior Pink. You might know he has the 30% damage reduction. However, he cannot be staggered, downed, or knocked back. Here we have 80% damage reduction. You're in the Phoenix state for about 15 seconds. The cooldown's 39 seconds. And I think the main use case for this would be clearing out a flag with a bunch of allies. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I just the fact that he can do like a transformation and kind of like it's not like a complete transformation thing that maintains, but this yeah, oh, I like it. It's kind of like very Pell-esque ish kind of, but it does completely different things. So I think it
Oh,
has
I should ask. Does this is this affected by warlords?
no, because it's basically going to be based just like Pell. It's going to be like
All right.
like, yeah, you're pressing
Yeah.
and holding. So
Yeah. Oh,
when
I
you're
should
running,
mention
so
that.
yeah,
Normally allow the Phoenix state will last 15 seconds, but if you let go of the skill button early, he'll turn back into your normal state.
yeah.
So,
Alrighty. Character traits. 2% of the damage dealt will be given to your allies as heals. Any damage that you're doing. So if you go and hit for, I'm just going to use like an easy number, so 100 damage, you're going to give your allies 2 HP. Hopefully you're doing more than that. It's very minimal. It's not going to be broken, but it's a little bit of consistent heals. It's a little something something. So
yeah.
when you
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so when you go and smack someone, like with your skill 1, you're gonna be able to give like your allies a little bit of heals that'll help someone like Whitebeard out like a lot. So that'll be kind of nice. Honestly, this Marco sounds fantastic if you were to play him with Prime Beard. It would be great. Alright, what was you gonna say?
About what you were gonna say, like it's not too crazy, and if you hit like really hard with like skill 1, like let's say you do like 30,000 damage, your team's only gonna heal like 6k, which is nice, but it's like a rare 30,000 damage. You're not gonna hit that very often. It's not too broken, just enough to support your team. So
Yeah. And then the next one, as again, he's a V2 of a character, so he usually can maintain some similar traits. And so we kept the one where when are downed, inflict yourself with a constant heal, which he has. And then we also kind of gave him anti-stagger, so we can scrap a little more. Which anti-stagger will be really helpful, especially if he's a runner, especially fighting people like Stanky Frankie or other people who just have anti-stagger, like Rob Lucci is obnoxious to deal with. But yeah, so let me dive into the trait ones. While you're in your Phoenix form, aka your skill 2, if you're capturing a flag, or wait, we did kind of conflict ourselves. If I said it was like a Pell ability where you're pressing and holding, that doesn't work. So
yeah,
it will
this
just
is where it's
hold.
interesting.
It's a transformation. Actually, maybe it will be boosted by warlords. Maybe we will boost it by warlords because if we want to keep this trait, then we have to have that. So you will transform for a period of time. We lied.
So this is where it's a little bit interesting. When you're in your Phoenix form, I would say just so it doesn't have any conflicts because you can't like hold down a skill button and also capture a flag at the same time. Maybe the like second you let go of the like if you start capturing a flag 1 second after you let or out of the Phoenix form, you increase your capture speed by 50% because like you're a Phoenix and you're maybe a little bit faster at capturing. And then basically the until the flag is gone, you will stay in your Phoenix form. And then once you're so let's say you started capturing and you still had 15 seconds left to your Phoenix form, you're gonna lose the rest of it once you're done capturing. So it's kind of almost balanced.
Yeah. So because the normal Marco, as we know, it does not have the craziest capture speed, and this one doesn't necessarily either, except for when he is in that Phoenix form. So kind of kept that similar. The next one, while knocking back an enemy, aka your skill 1, heal 10% HP. So you get a little nice heal if you land your skill 1. A little reward for you. Give yourself a little more sustain. That's always nice on Marco. Our trait 2s. In the last 90 seconds of the game, we have increased capture speed by 30%. This could be fat. This will give you fat capture speed. This is basically very similar to Bonchan can do this amount of capture speed, and so can Vivi have this amount of capture speed, where you just get, yeah, it'll be perfect. It'll allow you to clutch in the last seconds. So very, very nice. And for each time you hit an enemy, reduce the cooldown time of skill 1 by 5%. So as you're hitting people, it just gives you a little extra oomph back. It'll get that back faster, so you can go and you can travel around and you can jump over things and do things faster. So it'll help you out with that.
Yeah. And then boost trait, normal runner trait. So pretty easy character.
Yeah. He is pretty nice. We gave him a bunch of heals. Now, maybe one thing that might need to be added is maybe somehow, some way, damage reduction, given a lot of things are actually picking up damage reduction, especially like runners recently. Wouldn't necessarily do that. He does have fat damage reduction while he is in the Phoenix form, so that is plenty. He has 80%. He's basically like that any Slavic Robin, so that should be generally be enough. That's kind of why we didn't give him any. But yeah, I think he turned out really well. I really like the amount of heals and the amount of like utility he's going to have for his teammates, which is nice. So
Okay.
I love that.
This sugar character is when we went crazy. I really recommend you see this one. If you would skip the first two, that's fine. Just make sure you watch this one. This is like where it gets crazy.
Oh,
Sugar.
Sugar. Coming soon. Coming soon. Next Bounty Fest. Ooh, next Bounty Fest. Indeed.
Now, a little disclaimer. We don't think this character is going to come to the game as they are because we went a little like over the top, and not that it's like I think the level of brokenness could come to the game, but the level of effort that Bandai would have to put in would be out of the reach. Yeah, they're not going to do that for Sugar.
Oh, for sure. Extremely true. For Sugar, I know a lot of you on stream, most of the time when you ask me, I usually said Green Runner. That's kind of where I was like heading towards initially, but then Certainty actually kind of like convinced me otherwise. He said like a Red Defender, and I could get down with it. I could work with it. She could definitely be a defender. I could see it. So definitely, I'm not. I would be like very happy actually. I love the way this has turned out. A lot of this was actually Certainty, so it's crazy. For her HP, she's got pretty fat HP. She got like 9.5k. Attack is just at about almost like 2.1k, and then defense is 2300. Pretty good. Like I think she'll be solid. This is all at boost 3, so keep that in mind when we're going. The names of her skills are Little Black Bears and Headcracker Dolls with a speed team boost. So we're gonna be running around. We're gonna be zooming. It's gonna be kind of gnarly. I like it. I'm gonna let you emphasize and run on this Certainty because we've got a lot to cover. So hit me up with the skills. Let me know about them skills.
Before we go on the skills, let me explain the normals. Oh boy, this character is a lot to take in. So their normal attacks are kind of they like spawn a toy. It rushes after the enemy, and then we'll go into later what that does. But you can constantly like one every second you can spawn a new toy, and you'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about that later. But I think you get the gist of it. The skill 1. Oh boy. The skill 1. There's 0 initial damage. However, it's kind of like a very fast dash towards your enemies, and you turn them into as in the anime, they had a move where they turned them all into little black bear toys. So they will all run towards the allies. For each toy that explodes, the enemy will lose 5% of their HP. So if all 5 toys hit and explode, 25% of their HP will be gone. The original person will be hit for 20% for each exploded. So the person that was turned into the toy that got split into 5 toys, each toy that explodes, they'll lose 20% of their HP, and the toys last 9 seconds. So let's give an example. If let's say you turn them into a toy, they start running after their closest ally, and let's say all of them explode. That person that was initially a toy will die, and the opponent that was running away will lose 25% of their maximum HP. And if none of them explode, let's just say 2 of them explode, the initial person that got turned into a toy will lose 40% of their HP, and turn back to normal and just like get up from like a down state. So not too bad. Cooldown 35 seconds. Let me know how you feel about this one.
One thing I actually just to think of an alternate scenario. If we swipe, say somehow, some way, we hit all 4 enemies. So all of them turn into toys. Do you think it's fine for the toys to run at each other and explode each other?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's my guess is the only solution. Otherwise, they just run around and do nothing, and then it just results in no exploding.
We should say this.
So,
The toys can be hit by like people that are like the allies, I guess you could say. But of course, that will damage your allies. So maybe don't do that, and maybe just try to run away. But that's your choice. Bad allies will probably try to kill you. Good ones will run away. But it's kind of a weird thing. It's gonna be nice and cool to see, but maybe you're gonna be raging if you're being chased. It's gonna be fun.
yes.
Skill 2. This is kind of like a shield based. You'll see, again, 0 initial damage. However, the enemy now becomes like the I think they called it the head cracker toy, where they basically turn into a huge toy that is just it's supposed to be that they're just like attacking the people, but we have it so that they're just standing there. So basically, all the enemies' attacks that are like within range of you will instead be redirected to the like auto target to the like I guess you would call it just the toy, I guess. And they will constantly hit that rather than sugar until the toy is either gone or 100 what is it 12 seconds passes. So its life is going to be 120% of the original person enemy's maximum HP. Uh, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. If sugar is affected by an attack, so let's say you use like a area attack that hits the headcracker and also sugar, the toy will explode and induce a knockback effect. So sugar will be able to like, uh, you know, uh, stay like a little bit away from the opponent. So that's pretty nice. Cooldown is 38 seconds. Not too bad. That's going to be really nice when you jump onto a flag and are just completely capturing uninterrupted.
Yeah. Holy, she has so much to her. Oh my goodness. Alright, let me bust out some character traits. When hitting an enemy 5 times within 7 seconds, turn the opponent. What was that?
With the normal attacks.
Yeah, with normal attacks. With normal attacks. I gotta specify. My bad. Turn the opponent into a toy that will chase their own allies. If the toy lands, it will explode and deal 40% of their maximum HP. Kind of gnarly, right? It runs about at attacker speed, so runners should be able to outrun it. Defenders kind of going to be bamboozled, and attackers will be like even. This is where slows, and this will be actually make me so happy because slows are kind of irrelevant right now. So if slows become useful, that'd be kind of nice. And so the total time that they're transformed into this toy is about 9 seconds. And then if the toy explodes, that person who was turned into a toy, they will die instantly. And
that
so
is going to be so nice.
yes, so but I mean it's obviously got kind of hard conditions to get them into that toy, but if they become that, aka if you're just wailing on a Captain Kid, that'll be kind of fun. If an enemy hits the toy, they will become confused for like a short period of time. So the people who are wailing on the toys from afar, if someone like Roger stands afar and hits it from the commissary, they'll get confused. Now, next one. With this one's
Yeah. I think we should also say the skill 1, the little black bears, they run at runner speed, so good luck outrunning
them. Yeah, those will be interesting. Those will chase everybody down. The next character trait. On your first basic attack against an enemy, remember she only has like one type of attack, one type of basic attack, but on your first basic attack that hits an enemy, reduce the enemy's speed stat by 10%. This stacks up to 3 times. When you hit the basic attack like 2 times, reduce like 2 times within like the period of them getting knocked down, reduce the enemy's attack stat by 10% and stacks up to 5 times. Now when you hit them 3 times, you'll reduce their defense stat by 10% and that stacks up to 4 times. Did I say 5 times? I meant 5 times for the attack stat. I don't know if I got that correctly, but that's what I meant to say. Then the next one, that one's actually kind of insane. We kind of stole that from Golden Week, and she's kind of going to be a more intense Golden Week, so it's going to be a little bit nutty. Now, the last character trait that we have is the basic attacks will have a chance to explode and deal damage, staggering the opponent. AKA, when she sends out the little toy that goes and runs on its own, you have 65% chance to stagger them, otherwise, it won't stagger. So 35% chance to not stagger, 65% chance to stagger. So it's not always just like the current ranged users is the first basic attack never staggers and the other ones do. So it's different from that. You have a 65% chance to always be staggering.
Yeah. To explain this, let me like draw this out. So with your normal attacks, you'll spawn in like a toy. There will be a 65% chance for that toy that you just spawned to go to the end. All of them will chase the enemy down for a couple seconds and they'll just disappear. It's like long range itch, so not too bad. They're kind of slow. You can perfect dodge them, not too bad. But there's a 65% chance that it will explode and stagger the opponent, so that's nice. And then if so let's say you are like, mashing the button. The first one that hits, it will reduce the enemy's speed stat by 10%, up to 3 times. So that's going to be really nice because then they're going to have a harder time running away from the toys, which are running faster than you now. So that's going to be really nice. On the second basic, so after you spawn on the first toy, the next toy that you spawn that hits the enemy is going to reduce their attack up to 5 times to give you like a little more tankiness when they hit you. And then the third one that you spawn in, so 1, 2, 3, that one's gonna reduce the defense stat, and then it's gonna start looping. So what kind of stuff makes this different is that it's not gonna be a 1, 2, 3, and then a pause, and then restart 1, 2, 3. It's just constant 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It kind of like loops, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's bust out these trait 1, trait 2s. So, trait 1. You're going to do the trait 2s. I'm going to do the trait 1s. When Nutcracker toy deals damage, the Nutcracker, which is off the skill 2, heal for 40% HP. When the Black Bears deal damage, this is off the skill 1, heal for 7% HP per bear that explodes, aka there's 5 bears that come out. So if all 5 bears explode, you'll heal for 35% HP. When the contract toys deal damage, you'll heal for 25% HP, which is the one that you get when you hit them a certain amount of times within 7 seconds. Your next trait 1, when Sugar's basic attacks explode and they'll deal a fixed amount of damage. This does not crit. It does not like increase with crit. So it's about 4% of their HP. So when they have the 65% chance of stagger, it'll do 4% max HP as well. And then when the basic attacks do not explode, they'll heal for about 3%, aka that 35% chance that they don't explode is going to be a heal for you. And then hit me with those trait 2s, big boy.
Before that, let me just say, if you hit them with your skill 1 or skill 2, you can turn them, like, let's say there's 2 people that you hit at the same time. Again, we probably should have said this earlier, but you can hit multiple people and turn them, like, if you hit with the skill 1, you can turn, if you got super lucky, 20 people at the same time, all the toys, or 20 toys out of 4 people. So it will, yeah. That's going to be mean. Trait 2. When the Nutcracker, so the skill 2, does not explode, reduce the skill 1 cooldown by 40%. So that's going to bring back the little black bears. When the contract, the normal attack toys don't explode, reduce the cooldown of skill 2 by 15%. That's going to bring back the headcracker toys. When the little black bears don't explode, this is where it gets interesting. There is a 25% chance to either, so each of these have a 25% chance. There's 25% chance to get a 10% attack buff. There's a 25% chance to get a 15% attack buff. There's a 25% chance to get a 5% damage increase, and I think I said this. I don't know if I said it yet, but a 25% chance to get 10% damage reduction. So because they're a defender, we gave them a little bit higher defense and damage reduction than attack and damage increase. And these last the entire game, so that's gonna be really nice. And then okay, this is also pretty crazy. Right now, as they are not going to survive. Like at the beginning of the game, Kamosari from Roger or a skill 1 from Akainu, they're gonna get shredded. So we had to add this in. If you have not taken damage for 15 seconds, nullify stagger on the first and second hit, and then also on the first hit that you take, reduce damage received by 80%. The second hit you take, reduce damage received by 60%, and the third hit you take, reduce damage received by 40%. And then you'll be back to doing, taking full damage. And then if you aren't attacked for 15 seconds, you'll regain that back. So just a little something to help you run away and be nice.
I think that last part is so nice because it will get out of that stupid meta of people press their skills and they run away. It drives me nuts. This will combat that because they'll have to keep hitting her and have to keep fighting with her if they want her dead. So I think it's just far too nice. It's excellent, 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 excellent.
Another thing would be that this is again pushing a multi-hit meta, which is exactly what we need right now with Kainu. Yeah.
That as well. But that wraps up our 3 character designs that we have put together. We have many more that we will get to eventually, but I love these 3 characters. We should be seeing them fairly soon. Sugar should be coming very, very soon after the time of this point of this video. But the other 2, we don't know when will be coming. So Marco and Rayleigh, to be determined, but Sugar should be the next Bounty Fest. Not 100% confirmed, but most likely. Do you have any final words for me, Certainty?
Not really. Again, Roman has lots of other ones if you want to check that out. You might be wondering who's coming with Sugar. It's probably going to be Young Dofi. He has the video on that over there. Small self promo. If you want to check out the Kaido video I made, I think I made 3 with OP Mamba, another famous YouTuber. Definitely check him out, that video. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. But alrighty, you guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This one did go quite a while, but I appreciate you guys. And thank you so much, Certainty, for coming and helping me. And honestly, you did a lot of these ideas were from Certainty. So thank you so much for all of your help with that. I appreciate you. And I believe that's all I have for you guys. So I'm your boy Roman Puss, and I am going to be taking off. Make sure you check out Certainty's channel. I'm going to leave it in the description down below. I will have that for you guys, and I'll leave some links to the other thing. I'll probably have a playlist of my character concepts and as well as Certainty's Kaido videos, so we'll throw that down there as well. So let me know what you guys think of them down below. I'm your boy Roman Puss, and this is Certainty. And I will be taking off. Yeah, holy! Peace, beautiful people.